Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
What's the haps chaps, it is I, the Weekend Warrior, so I done did it. Read this book. I'm not Starfire. She's not Starfire. She's Dumpsterfire. Actually, saying that this is a dumpster fire is an insult to the fine institution that is garbage. At least you could recycle garbage. Boy, oh boy, does it have problems.
What's the problem with this book?
What's not the problem with it? I remember reading this and I only laughed once, and we'll get to that. Before we do, let us start at the beginning. And spoilers, by the way, just for formality. You're not here because of Starfire's not daughter. You're here for me. Specifically, laughing at my suffering. The premise of the book, basically, at its core, it's fundamentally flawed. First of all, this kid, named Mandy. Already I'm triggered. You're insulting free cool people with that name. Shut the fuck up. This book is asking me to believe that she's Starfire's daughter. No way! Ain't no fucking way. Oh, whoa! Who's this? It's Mariko Tamaki, Eisner Award winner, guys, author of this book. Thank you for coming. So why did you write this book? I really wanted to do something that was family-oriented, and I've always wanted to do a mother-daughter story, and I've always wanted to do a story about a fat character, and it just kind of evolved from there. It just seems like very fertile ground. No way. Ain't no fucking fertile ground to do a family superhero story about a kid who is so close to that world but is not part of that world at all because she herself is not a superhero. Aww. I just want to comment that the steps you made, like family-oriented mother-daughter relationship story, that works. Suddenly it's about a fat character. How did you go about making that leap of logic? You're quiet. Okay, that's fine. Let's go to the next question. Like, I've also seen on Twitter that most of your books are also about fat characters.
Fat and Asian. Fat and Asian. Legit cute and Asian.
So, really, this isn't the first time you talked about a fat character, right? You're quiet again. Okay, that's fine. That's fair. So, basically, what you're telling me is you're Starfire's kid, right? Oh, whoa! What's that? And let's get to the title, I'm Not Starfire. It's quite meaningful, but I don't think it's in the way the author intended it to be. We'll get to that. So the premise is the title, right? She's not Starfire, and she refuses to be defined by her mother. There are elements of that in the book. In the beginning, both of them are framed together, with Dumpsterfire being the only dark spot in an otherwise warm and colorful room. You get it? She's the opposite of her mother. Oh yeah, the first page of the comic has Starfire and her daughter on the cover of Vogue. I get it, they misspelled it because probably for copyright reasons. I would just like to add that I really miss Rouge. As a child, she gets annoyed by the attention people shower over her because of her mother. She becomes jaded as a result and wants nothing to do with her. Your character doesn't want to be a superhero. I get it. What do you want to do instead of being a superhero? Do you want to be a gardener? Do you want to be a fashion designer? Do you want to be an MMA fighter? What do you want? That's the thing. This character wants to do fucking nothing. Zero! This is a common problem in real life, I think. You're young, you're ambivalent, and you don't know what to do with your life when you're in high school. That's fine. What's not fine is wasting this fertile ground. There could have been an interesting story here. What the author decided to do with the backdrop of a superhero universe is the most vanilla thing possible.
Gee, I don't know yet.
The very gist of the plot, the skeletal structure, the core of the problem is Mandy deciding to leave her SATs in the middle of taking the test because she doesn't want to go to college, because at the end of the day, she doesn't know what she wants to do with her life. And she doesn't want to tell her parent, Starfire, about this. That's the plot. That's where this whole drama lies. I would give it a pass if it was like the character having like a goal, or at least is working towards something, making something out of herself, or doing anything else to figure that shit out. But do you know what our protagonist decides to do? All this bitch does is whine and complain. What are you? A YouTube reviewer? Usually for stories where there's an authority figure versus an underdog, or some person beneath them. The authority figure wants the underdog to do something, and the underdog doesn't want to do it or does something else. Here, the authority figure is trying to understand the underdog. Starfire is the opposite of a tiger mom. That's all the comic book is showing, despite what Mandy is saying. Okay, like here, she keeps harping on how her mother is judging her appearance when really the most that the comic book shows us is Starfire politely smiling at her after holding her hair, looking at it weirdly. I am feeling the oppression, mother. It would actually help the character's case if you show us an actual traumatic event. But really, it's all in her fucking head. The biggest problem with this whole setup is that they made Starfire supposed to be this authority figure that's mean and unlikable when they haven't really communicated that very well, if at all.
I have never seen such a whimsical device.
The worst part about this whole fucking thing is that Mariko Tamaki knows that Starfire is this likable character.
Yoshitani is a self-admitted Starfire fan and grew up watching the character on the 2003 animated TV show Teen Titans. I always loved how she's a really positive go-getter, even though she's in a strange culture that she doesn't understand, the artist says. And Mariko really captures the essence of that Starfire, but now she's grown up, she's been on Earth for even longer, and she still has all those same traits and is still just a real source of positivity. She just has a weird goth daughter now that she doesn't understand.
And Tamaki took great care to craft a new story for a beloved character that fans and newcomers alike could all enjoy equally. When you're writing characters for DC Comics, I'm deeply aware that there are people who love Starfire and who are protective of the parts of the character that they feel like are misunderstood, she says.
So why put her in the position that makes her look like a bad guy, and you fail to make her look like a bad guy? To the effect that it makes your protagonist look bad. I don't get it. I legitimately don't understand this. All this time spent trying to empathize with her daughter when really she should just yeet the bitch. Most of the problems really come from the child, and that's conveniently the next section of this video. So what do I look for in a protagonist? The protagonist has to be likable and or relatable and or doing an interesting thing. Making the protagonist likable or relatable to your target audience is the easiest way to get them invested with the story.
Sure, I'm itching to do something wild and reckless anyway.
If he's a piece of shit that's totally unrelatable, if they're doing something interesting or is in an interesting situation, well, at least I will hang out for a bit and get entertained.
Crash landing on a distant planet, no hope of ever getting home. Now that's what I call fun.
Mandy is not any of these things. And the story itself is not strong enough to carry this shit show, let alone Mandy. The reason why she's neither likable nor relatable is so intertwined, nor is Mandy is some sort of situation that makes me go, oh, that's interesting. Neither does she do anything interesting also. I laid the groundwork for this earlier in the video. My first example of a profession that was opposite of a superhero was a gardener. I think that would be interesting as a contrast to Starfire, who appears to be glamorous and likes to be in the spotlight. The gardener is humble and a low-key profession. I think that dynamic would be interesting between a mother and her child, the opposite, you know, jobs. Also, the gardener thing, that could also inform her character. She's nurturing, she's friendly, or also establish a contrast with the character. That is to say, she could still be angry all the time, yet is good at gardening. That's interesting. As opposed to this shallow girl. I think she just chose to be fat and dress black and wear disgusting clothing just for the sake of being the opposite of her mother. Brilliant! I'll give the comic like a pass for Mandy being shallow because this is like a teenager's way of being deep. It feels like that, certainly. She was stylistically designed to be shallow, guys. She dyed her hair black. Take that, mother. I'm not like you! Okay, I get it. I get that part. But what I don't get is her being such an unlikable cunt. Why is she not likable? She does this crazy thing where she expects people to read her mind, like in this panel. The lead up to this panel is her like, my mom has superpowers, but she can't read my mind. Then tell her! That is why she is in your room! Like, it comes back to the thing I said where the authority figure is Starfire, but it doesn't work because Starfire wants to be in her daughter's life and is not stonewalling her. It's so fucking weird. It would be one thing if there is some sort of tension between the parent and child. This is all coming from the child! There is no moment in this fucking comic where I could go, oh, Starfire, you did a bad thing, see? I can't say that. Whereas I could say, Mandy, you done fucked up. Another thing is when somehow a girl likes her. And I swear to God, this is the reason why the girl likes her. The girl likes her because she left the SATs. And the girl thought that was a cool and different thing to do. That's the basis of her attraction. That is so fucking retarded. That is just fucking stupid. Guys, I got the recipe for attracting this girl. Eat paste in front of her. It's so brilliant and daring, and it's not something you're supposed to do. Oh my God, you're so fucking hot. It's so dumb. Oh yeah. So, as we know, Mandy has a complex about superheroes. And in their second date, the Titans are in Mandy's home. Yeah, they have a second date. I'm shocked too about that. Yes, like the conceit of how they got together is because of a report, right? That's the setup of it. But really, there's like romantic undertones. Fuck undertones, it's really obvious. Put in the sound effect, Future Weekend. Thank you. But Claire did the biggest oopsie, posting a selfie with the superheroes and posting it on the gram.
I said hey!
And?
Hi! What's up with you?
Nothing.
Okay, well that's clearly a lie. Look, if there's something up your butt, you should just say it.
My butt? How about you took a picture at my house and posted it online?
What?
Didn't you?
What's wrong with that?
Guess.
Hey, like you're so special I can't take a picture at your house? You're being kind of a dick about this!
You should be used to it by now. Your life is full of dicks. Why? Tell her it was a problem to begin with, and then don't act like a fucking drama queen when she asks you what's wrong. I'm honestly surprised she's giving you the time of day because you are such a miserable person. I've seen this, like, this is like a comment I've seen defending this action. I couldn't screenshot it. This is how normal teenage girls react. I have never seen a teenage girl react like this. Never. That's not normal. And I'm not gonna sympathize with your character if the other party is asking you what's wrong and she snaps. Dicks! No, I have no sympathy for that. I hate shit like that. And I can't relate to this bitch. What do you do, guys, when you have a problem? The room is cold. Lower the air conditioning, get a jacket, or move out of the room. Those are the options you get. What would Mandy do? She would just whine about it and complain that the aircon didn't read her fucking mind and lower its temperature, you stupid bitch! To sum up this protagonist, she would either throw a tantrum against a person who doesn't really deserve it, retreat to her fucking room to eat, and at the end of the day, not do anything to address the situation. She doesn't do anything to improve. What a great character. Hooray! Well, that's par for the course, actually, for this book. The characters in this book are really just window dressing. Claire is shallow for liking this abomination. Gaijin just supports Mandy and really doesn't call her out on her bullshit. Maybe once. But after that, he's fine just shaming Claire for doing the terrible thing to Mandy. Oh my God. Starfire is not really a character here. She's more of a vessel for which the story has to progress. And she's a poorly built vessel for the purposes of this comic because she doesn't really feel like some sort of barrier against Mandy. The conflict here is purely self-inflicted. And it's the worst fucking thing ever because she could take steps to make her life better, and she just chooses not to do anything. I don't think that's a good message to tell young girls.
I just wanted this to be a superhero story that's inspiring.
It's not over yet, guys. We still have the finale of this whole shit show. The dumbest character in this comic book is Mandy. The second dumbest character here is Blackfire. Her appearance is foreshadowed. She's been following Mandy, gauging her prowess, I guess. But it's dumb.
Buenos dias, Mandy.
She shows up in the middle of Mandy and Starfire fighting because, in her words, Mandy has a claim to the throne, alien planet, wherever the fuck that is. So what you don't do is go out of your way to have your niece know she has a claim while the niece is living in another fucking planet. A claim has to be exercised. So as long as she's not doing anything, you could just have stayed in Tamaran and just be queened. The comic tries to justify this by saying that as long as Mandy is alive, there's a threat to her throne, which is fucking bullshit. This bitch has zero observation skills because despite stalking Mandy, for most of the comic book, she hasn't noticed that her niece is not the most athletic person in the planet. After stalking her, you would just go back to your planet, laugh, and claim your fucking throne, safe in the knowledge that no one can take it from you. Just saying. God, you're dumb. I think you're dumber than Mandy. Okay, I think it's a tie. Okay, you kidnapped them, fine. Where is the final showdown? Okay, you're gonna gloat to the citizens of Earth. Where? A high school field playing lacrosse in the middle of bumfuck USA. Oh.
Weekend, this was foreshadowed. When I was taunting Claire's friend when she asked a very racist question about aliens, I told her that we Tamarans will fight to the death as a ritual, and now it's happening to me. For real. It's like poetry. It rhymes.
Okay, you set it up. Congratulations. That doesn't mean the final product is good, especially when there's another problem. Don't fight on Earth. It's in your planet, right? The concern is in your planet. Just fight there. Easy. Why fight in a place where the Titans can show up? Not the sharpest tool in the shed, are we? Also, she does another stupid thing where instead of killing her niece, that's the threat to her throne, she slices her hair and gives her the strong female protagonist haircut. You deserve to lose. The comic implies that she's just toying with Mandy. She's just doing this for kicks. She just wants to see her bleed. My argument is, you could do that. You could do that while ensuring that your niece is dead. You could just stab her in the stomach, then still throw her around, play her with your food. Go ahead. Where are you going? Listen to me. I'm telling you how to be evil. What the fuck are you doing? Oh, you are not gonna believe this plot twist, guys. Mandy powers up from nowhere because she realizes that her mom loves her and the talk they have while they were imprisoned, and not like earlier in the fucking comic book when her mother was trying to connect with her. Oh yeah, also Gaijin and Mandy's love interest person is also there. Go Mandy, you can do it! Yeah, and that empowers her to defeat her aunt. Kablamo! Whee! That's right, guys. She beats the alien warrior princess that's been doing this forever. On the same day, she gets her powers. Oh. The same warrior princess who just kicked her mother's ass. Okay, book. I don't believe you. I just don't. I really don't. And this is what grates me. The message of the book. I feel that Mandy is mad because she is not Starfire. The moment her Starfire powers awaken, everything goes well for her. Autograph is asked, there's a TV interview, she gets invited to the Titan's Tower after talking with her mother, kiss from her stupid GF, everything. Also, this is the only time I laughed in this fucking comic book. I think they didn't know how funny it would look. This is her hero moment. Dumpsterfire. Oh, I'm sorry. Her hero name is Mandy. Oh, I'm sorry. Her hero name is Mandy the Destroyer. What a fucking shit show. I don't understand what this book was trying to say. It's not like, you know, a normal kid with a superhero parent. The obvious route to go with that is the normal kid wanting to be a hero despite being normal. His skill set will help save the day. Something like that. That's not the case. In fact, she has no ambition, but at the end of it, she seems to be rewarded by just lucking into superhero powers. You could make the argument that accepting her parents' love and the love of Mandy and the school and accepting positive things, that might have triggered her power. You know, growing as a person. But the point still stands. She doesn't want to be a hero. There is nowhere in the book where I see anything heroic from Mandy. In fact, she's mostly an asshole. It's like the ending doesn't match anything the story built up to. In fact, I think there's no setup to that, like, becoming a hero moment. It's like the first 2/3, literally nothing is happening. And on the last third, boom! Excitement. But the excitement is not really connected to anything that happened before that. So really, there's no catharsis or any emotional resonance I get from the ending. That's why I'm so confused. Yeah, there's nothing positive about Mandy. She just got lucky that her powers triggered at the right moment. But for most of the book, she wasn't moving toward anything, nor was she doing anything interesting, nor was she growing as a person. She's nothing.
I just wanted this to be a superhero story that's inspiring.
Liar! And that's it, guys. Thank you for suffering with me. And a huge shout out to my patrons for making this possible. Chet McMasterson, Danil Dmitriev, Hjortor S. Hjortorson, Roy Carr McCoy, John Lemley, Logic M. Marcelo Oliveria, Registered Good Boy, Robot I, Richard Donahue, 21st Century Guy, Rocky Sadok, and Tad586, as well as these other wonderful warriors. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.